Hey everyone! Welcome back to the My Old Chiller Coins 4 channel. Today, I have a very exciting story about a coin that looks normal but can be worth a small fortune. Top 5 State Quarters. The 50 State Quarters program produced many coins, but some stand out for their rarity and value. The top 4 most expensive state quarters are the 1999 D. Delaware, 2019 P. Lowell, 2006 D. Nevada, and 2007 P. Wyoming. These quarters are rare due to limited mintage, minting errors, or low survival rates. Collectors prize them highly, and they often sell for much more than face value. Each coin has a unique story, making them exciting finds for coin collectors and valuable pieces of American history. These quarters show how small differences can create big value. First, let's talk about the coin's history. The 2007 D. Wyoming Quarter is part of the famous 50 State Quarters program. This program ran from 1999 to 2008 and gave each U.S. state its own special quarter design. The idea was to celebrate the history and culture of every state, and Wyoming got its turn in 2007. This quarter was minted in Denver, which is why it has the letter D on it. Wyoming is known as the Equality State, and the coin's design shows a cowboy riding a bucking horse. This image is very important to Wyoming because it represents the state's cowboy culture and Western heritage. The design is simple but powerful, showing a strong cowboy holding on tight as the horse bucks. This is one of the cleanest and most popular designs in the whole 50-state series. It's easy to spot and very memorable. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Even though millions of Wyoming quarters were made, some have become extremely rare because of mistakes made during the minting process. These mistakes are called mint errors, and they can make a coin worth a lot more money than just 25 cents. Some of the most exciting errors on the 2007 D. Wyoming Quarter include things like parts of the design missing, double strikes where the coin is stamped twice, and cracks or breaks in the metal called die breaks. One of the most famous and valuable errors on this coin is called the high leg error. What this means is that part of the horse's leg looks like it is missing or higher than it should be because of a problem with the stamp, or die, used to make the coin. This kind of mistake is very rare and highly sought after by collectors. Because of these errors, some 2007 D. Wyoming quarters have become ultra-rare and very valuable. One coin with a strong error recently sold for $6,000, which is a huge jump from its normal value of just 25 cents. Even more amazing is that some rare, perfect coins with certain errors have sold at auctions for up to $18,000. Imagine finding one of those in your pocket. You might wonder why these errors make the coins so valuable. Well, when coins are made, the U.S. Mint uses special machines and dies to press the designs into metal blanks. Normally, this process is perfect, but sometimes things go wrong. Maybe the die cracks, or the coin doesn't line up right, or it gets stamped twice. Because only a very small number of coins are made with these mistakes, collectors pay big money to add them to their collections. It's like finding a rare gem. Each coin has its own market value, history, and design. That means even if two coins look very similar, one might be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars if it has a special error or is in perfect condition, while another might be just worth its face value. Condition matters a lot too. Coins that have never been used and still look shiny and new are called mint state coins, and they can be worth much more than worn-out, old quarters. The 2007 D. Wyoming Quarter is a great example of this. Normal ones you find in change are usually just worth 25 cents. But if you find one with a mint error or in perfect condition, it could be worth a lot more. Proof coins, which are made specially for collectors with extra shine and detail, can also be more valuable. But the real jackpot comes from those rare errors. If you want to check your coins for errors, here are some tips. Look closely at the horse's legs on your Wyoming quarter. Do they look normal? Is any part missing or strange? Also, check if the design looks like it was stamped twice or if the coin seems off-center. These can be clues that your quarter is rare. You can even compare your coin to pictures online to see if it matches any known errors. Another thing to know is that grading plays a big role in how much a coin is worth. Grading means experts look at a coin and give it a score based on its condition. Coins with higher grades, meaning they look almost perfect, are usually worth more money. So, if you think you have a rare Wyoming quarter with an error, it might be a good idea to have it graded by a professional. This can help you sell it for the highest price if you want to. Even though these high-value coins are rare, it's exciting to know that a small coin like a Wyoming quarter could be hiding big value. It makes you want to check every coin you find. You never know when you might discover a treasure. So, in short, the 2007 Wyoming State Quarter is not just a simple 25-cent piece. It carries history, art, and some very rare mistakes that make it special. These errors have made some of these quarters worth thousands of dollars, with prices going up to $6,000 and even $18,000 for the rarest and best examples. Collectors talk about these coins all the time online. Some people post pictures of weird-looking Nevada quarters and ask if they're valuable. Others show off the rare errors they've found. This kind of coin hunting is like a treasure hunt. Anyone can do it, and you never know what you might find. So the next time you check your change or open that old coin jar, take a closer look at your Nevada quarters. Look for weird marks, strange colors, or anything that seems off. If the coin looks perfect and shiny, it might be worth sending to a grading service. And if it has a strange error, it could be worth way more than you think. One little coin, made in 2006, could turn out to be your lucky find worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Keep your eyes open. You might be holding something rare and valuable without even knowing it. Collectors talk about these coins all the time online. Some people post pictures of weird-looking Nevada quarters and ask if they're valuable. Others show off the rare errors they've found. This kind of coin hunting is like a treasure hunt. Anyone can do it, and you never know what you might find. So the next time you check your change or open that old coin jar, take a closer look at your Nevada quarters. Look for weird marks, strange colors, or anything that seems off. If the coin looks perfect and shiny, it might be worth sending to a grading service. And if it has a strange error, it could be worth way more than you think. One little coin, made in 2006, could turn out to be your lucky find worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Keep your eyes open. You might be holding something rare and valuable without even knowing it. The 2019 Lowell Quarter from the United States Mint is one of the most popular and valuable quarters in the coin collecting world today. Many people have found these coins in their spare change and were surprised to learn that some are worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. This coin is part of the America the Beautiful series and honors the Lowell National Historical Park in Massachusetts. It shows a mill girl working at a power loom with a large clock tower in the background. This design was chosen to celebrate the hard work and history of women who worked in the mills in Lowell, and it carries both artistic and historical value. This quarter was made in several locations, including Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco, and West Point. Most of the coins made at Philadelphia and Denver are very common, with over 160 million coins made at each location. The coins made at San Francisco are less common, especially the ones that were made only for collectors. However, the real treasures are the ones from West Point Mint, known as W quarters. Only 2 million of these were made and sent into regular circulation, which means they can be found in your pocket change. This is a very small number compared to how many were made at the other mints, so finding a 2019 W Lowell quarter is special and can be worth much more than 25 cents. One of the most exciting things about the 2019 Lowell Quarter is that many of them have errors or unusual features. Coin errors happen during the minting process and can make a coin more valuable. Some of these errors include die breaks, die chips, double strikes, and coins that were struck through objects. For example, one of the more famous errors on this coin is called the ghost in the bell tower, where a small die chip appears to float above the tower, making it look like a ghost or shadow. While this is a small mistake, collectors love unique coins like this, and it can raise the value to between $10 and $20 or more. Another popular error is known as the earring error. In this case, a die break caused a small blob to appear on George Washington's ear on the front of the coin. To many people, it looks like he is wearing an earring, which makes it fun and unusual. One of these coins sold for over $4,000 because it was a clear version of this error and in excellent condition. Not all errors are this valuable, but the more dramatic and rare they are, the more collectors are willing to pay for them. There are also coins that were struck through something during the minting process, like grease or even small objects. One coin shows a mark across the front that looks like an angel wing, and this is called a struck-through error. These can be very valuable if the mark is clear and easy to see. One of these sold for over $1,500. Another type of error is a double strike, where the coin is hit twice during the minting process. This causes the design to look doubled or shifted, and can also raise the value to $100 or more depending on how visible the error is. The value of these coins also depends on their condition. Coins are graded from circulated, used, to mint state, uncirculated, and mint state coins are worth the most. A 2019 W Lowell quarter in mint state condition can be worth $25 to $50. But if it is a high-grade coin, such as MS-68, which means it's almost perfect, it can sell for hundreds or even thousands. In one auction, a 2019 W Lowell quarter graded MS-68 sold for nearly $10,000. That's an amazing amount for a coin that originally cost just 25 cents. Even the regular 2019 P or 2019 D coins can be valuable if they are in high mint state grades. A 2019 P quarter in MS-68 grade sold for nearly $700. A 2019 D in MS-67 plus grade sold for over $500. These high grades are rare and are usually found in rolls of uncirculated coins or directly from mint sets. Collectors will pay a premium for the best-looking coins, especially if they also have interesting errors or come from the West Point Mint. There are also proof and silver-proof versions of this quarter made in San Francisco. These were made for collectors and are not usually found in circulation. They are shiny, have more detail, and were never meant to be spent as regular money. A silver-proof 2019 S Lowell quarter can also be valuable, especially if it's graded and in perfect condition. But in general, the coins with the highest value come from circulation and have either rare mint marks, rare errors, or very high grades. Another interesting fact is that collectors believe there might someday be a mule error found for this quarter. A mule error happens when the front of the coin comes from one design and the back comes from another, completely different design. These are very rare and extremely valuable. If a mule error ever shows up for the Lowell quarter, it could sell for tens of thousands of dollars. So collectors keep searching through coins, hoping to be the first to find such a treasure. What if I told you that a simple 25-cent coin sitting in your pocket, hiding in a drawer, or lying around in your piggy bank could actually be worth thousands, or even tens of thousands, of dollars? Yes, we're talking about the 1999 P Delaware State Quarter. This tiny coin, often overlooked, could be your golden ticket to a huge payday. It's not just any quarter, it's the very first coin released in the famous 50 state quarters program. And while millions were made, some of them turned out to be so rare, so special, and so valuable, that collectors today are paying massive amounts of money to get their hands on them. Some of these coins have sold for hundreds. Others have sold for thousands. And a few have even gone for over $20,000. Now that's not something you expect from spare change. Let's take a step back. In 1999, the U.S. Mint began a new series called the 50 State Quarters program. This was a big deal. Each U.S. state would be honored with its own unique quarter. Delaware, being the first state to ratify the U.S. Constitution, was naturally chosen to be the first state honored in the series. The coin features Caesar Rodney riding a horse. This image shows him on his famous 70-mile ride in the rain to cast a key vote for American independence. It's a piece of history in your hand. But while most people just saw it as another quarter, collectors were watching closely, and looking for the rarest and most valuable versions of this coin. The 1999 Delaware Quarter was made at the Philadelphia Mint, with a huge number of coins, about 373 million, produced. That's a lot, and most of those coins are common. In used condition, they are worth just face value, 25 cents. But when you look at coins in perfect condition or with special errors, that's where the magic begins. A regular 1999 Delaware Quarter in perfect mint state condition, meaning it has never been used and has no damage, can be worth up to $1,500. These coins are usually graded by experts, and those with grades like MS-67 or MS-68 are the ones collectors really want. A grade of MS-68 is very rare for this quarter, and finding one like that could turn your average day into an amazing one. Now here's where it gets exciting. Some of these Delaware quarters were made with minting mistakes, errors that happened at the U.S. Mint. And these errors make the coins even more valuable. One of the most famous errors is called the spitting horse error. On these coins, you'll see a raised line coming out of the horse's mouth, making it look like the horse is spitting. It's caused by a die crack, and while it might seem like a small thing, collectors love it. A clear spitting horse error can sell for $20, $50, or even more if the coin is in great condition. People online are constantly showing off their finds, and the spitting horse error has become one of the most searched for coin mistakes among collectors. But that's just the beginning. Some 1999 Delaware quarters were struck on the wrong kind of metal. For example, a few were struck on nickel planchets, the metal pieces used to make 5-cent coins. These quarters are smaller and lighter than usual, and because they were made in error, they're very rare. One of these oddball coins sold for around $500. Then, there are coins that were made on experimental planchets, metal blanks that were being tested for the upcoming Sacagawea golden dollar. These coins are golden in color, even though they are quarters. If you ever find a golden-looking Delaware quarter, don't spend it. It could be one of these rare test coins, and one of them sold for about $3,000. Now let's talk about the king of all Delaware quarter errors, the mule error. This is an extremely rare mistake where the front side of the coin is from one type of coin, and the back side is from another. In the case of the 1999 Delaware mule error, one was found with the front of a Washington quarter and the back of a Sacagawea dollar. This kind of mix-up should never happen, and it's one of the most amazing errors ever found. One of these rare mule coins sold for over $20,000. Imagine finding one of those in your change. Even if your Delaware quarter doesn't have an error, it can still be worth money if it's in perfect shape. Uncirculated coins, meaning coins that have never been used, are worth more. If your coin has no scratches, no dents, and still shines like the day it was made, it could be worth $10, $20, or even a few $100s if it gets a high grade. Coin grading companies like PCGS and NGC can grade your coin, and collectors trust these grades when buying valuable coins. Some collectors also look for proof coins. These are special coins made for collectors only. They are not released into regular circulation. They are extra shiny, with sharp details and mirror-like surfaces. A proof 1999 Delaware quarter, especially in silver, can also be worth a lot. One perfect silver proof coin sold for over $17,000. These coins usually come from proof sets and were never meant to be used as regular money. So, why are people paying so much for these coins? It comes down to a few things: rarity, condition, and demand. Rare coins are hard to find, and collectors will pay top dollar to own one. Coins with errors are rare by nature, since mistakes don't happen often. Coins in perfect condition are also rare, because most coins get scratched and worn very quickly. And when lots of people want the same rare coin, the price goes up. Collectors love the 1999 Delaware quarter not only because it's the first coin in the 50-state series, but also because of all these exciting and rare versions that exist. There are stories all over the internet of people finding valuable coins in rolls from the bank, in their change, or hidden away in a jar at home. Some people didn't even know their coin was valuable until someone else pointed it out. That's why it's so important to check your change carefully. You never know what might be hiding there. There's also a strong community of collectors who love talking about their finds online. On forums like Reddit, people post pictures of their coins and ask others for help. Sometimes, they've found real treasures without even realizing it. One person found a Delaware quarter with strange markings, and others quickly told them it was a spitting horse error. Others have found quarters with weird colors, unusual shapes, or double images, all of which can increase value. It's like a treasure hunt, and anyone can play. Even if you don't find a coin worth thousands, collecting coins like the Delaware quarter can still be fun and rewarding. It teaches you about history, geography, and even how coins are made. It's also a great hobby to do with your family. Kids love searching through coins, and it's exciting when you find something unusual. Plus, who wouldn't want to turn a boring quarter into a stack of cash? To sum it all up, the 1999 Delaware State Quarter is one of the most exciting coins in the United States Mint's 50 State Quarter series. While many of them are common and worth just face value, certain versions with rare errors or perfect condition can be worth big money. We're talking hundreds, thousands, or even more than $20,000. From the famous spitting horse error to coins struck on the wrong metal, and even coins with the wrong design altogether, this one little quarter has captured the attention of collectors across the country. So next time you get change at the store or dig through a jar of coins, take a second look at those quarters. You might be holding on to a small piece of history that's worth a fortune. And wouldn't that be a story worth telling?